Welcome to Education Plus podcast hosted by D3 Consultants in Bahrain. We are going to be having lots of visitors speaking about education, leadership, investment in education, higher education, K-12, early childhood, and learning a lot from their experience, the backgrounds, the passion that fueled the interest of being in the education field. And we're going to have an amazing array of guests who will be joining us, and hopefully we all learn from their experiences. Today we had a lovely guest with us, an amazing director of Asian School, Miss Lovy, who had shared her experience, her journey in education and in leadership. She also shared about the legacy that she wants to leave behind, the values that they focus on at the Asian School, and what is, how we can bring a balance between tradition and innovation and advancement. It was a very rewarding, very informative podcast session, and we have to have, we look forward to having more of those with our guests at Education Plus. Hi, Ms. Lovy, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us on our podcast, Education
my
Plus. And I'll let you introduce yourself. I know you are the director at Asian School.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about this journey. Like, how did it start? What drove you into education?
My father.
Okay, good start.
My father founded the school in 1983. We're running our 41st year now. And he was an educator from the beginning. He used to be a lecturer of English in India, and he came to Bahrain and he found that there was a gap for Indian students. There was only the Indian school at that time, mm-hmm. which was a community school for Indian students for the Indian curriculum. And he decided to set up the Asian kindergarten at that time. And we grew organically over the years from KG to grade 12 now.
Very good. Yeah. And you're offering the Indian
CBSE curriculum.
Excellent, excellent. So what do you feel was the most, what are the most important core values that you have right now at your school, basically, and the community that you serve?
I think core value is character development. Mm-hmm. That is at the heart of it. That's what we lay most emphasis on. Mm-hmm. And innovation, mm-hmm. Resilience, mm-hmm. to stand the test of time. These, I suppose, are the few core values.
What about social media, AI, all these technology advancements coming into the education sector and influencing everybody from 3 years old onwards, Do you feel that there's a balance that we as school educators, as directors, we can still bring that balance into those organizations that we serve?
I think it's our responsibility to keep trying to. Yeah. And we must, know. I think for our school per se, technology, we were sort of shoved into this century with COVID. Yeah. We were a little behind the times with respect to technology before COVID. Mm-hmm. And then it was sink or swim. We had staff who did not know to use technology very well, just the basics they knew. Yeah. We had to teach them. We had to get virtual classes going. And once it began, it was amazing. It was an amazing journey. We're really proud of ourselves of that time, how we took it forward, how we were able to not let the students be tremendously affected by that period of time. So we've thought that it's very important that we keep that going even now. So even now, even though we don't use, laptops in school and so on and so forth, we still use technology in terms of Google Classroom, mm-hmm. Using, each student has her own email ID. Yeah. And in small ways, we do keep technology going.
What about tradition? Do you think that there is a balance that we need to maintain as educators, like a balance between tradition and the innovations that are being presented to students?
Absolutely. I think very often we forget that there is a lot of value in tradition.
Yeah.
You know, we get blinded by the new, brighter things.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important to retain those traditional values. Not just values, I would say. There are some traditional methods that are so important.
Yeah.
You know, I found in your day-to-day life,
Yeah.
right? Which can't be replaced by technology, I think. So they have to go hand in hand. There's no other way.
Do you think tradition impacts your leadership style as well?
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
To a
And
certain
like,
extent.
what type of leadership style do you feel like you are most known for? You know, is it like the open door policy?
Absolutely.
Is it like come to me for every big and small issue that you have, or?
Not come to me for every big and I would. That's a bit of micromanagement there. So I'm not for that.
Okay.
I would, but absolutely an open door policy. If you want to come to me.
Decision making, shared decisions, and.
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's no other way.
Yeah.
There are times when you have to take the call.
Yeah.
As a leader, you have to take the final call, so to speak. You know, but for the larger part, it's an informed decision that's taken after discussions with your team. But yeah, I would say that I'd like to be known as a friendly leader.
Okay, because I was just about to ask you, what do you think are the characteristics of leadership? You know?
Yeah.
So friendliness.
Empathy.
Excellent.
You know,
I agree.
You absolutely need to be empathetic.
Kindness.
Kind.
Open dialogues, open-mindedness, I guess, right?
Absolutely.
Very good. And if you have an advice for this young generation going out there thinking about leadership and thinking about entrepreneurship, you know, which also requires a lot of like management and organization and all of that, what do you think is the best advice that you would give this generation?
To really study hard before you jump into it. You know, sometimes you have to leap into things, but I would say that if you're informed about the field that you want to take up, then I would say that, I'm caught at a moment. But yes, I would say that you would have to think hard.
Yeah.
And you would have to know where exactly you are going, have a strategy in place.
Okay.
It's not enough to have passion.
Yeah.
You need to have knowledge. You need to have a plan.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Fail to plan to fail.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I see a lot of speakers talk about passion and saying, all you have to have is passion, talking to the young generation. But we know in reality that passion is one element of success. Eventually having grit, having determination, having resilience, as you mentioned earlier, complemented together with that passion can become the proper recipe, basically, for success. And I think a lot of the new generation is always being influenced sometimes, you think, also maybe by the social media successes, where they see somebody saying, oh, I didn't do anything. I just like woke up one day and started a business and now I'm a millionaire. And they think, oh yeah, I can do that. I can just drop school, come up with an idea.
Possibly there are people who do that, but what are the odds? I'd say a very small percentage of people in this world get it that lucky, right?
True. And do you think about when we talk about education with children and with students, even if they're like teenagers and young, that it's no longer only restricted to what's happening in the classroom. Knowledge is accessible, everywhere. But it's also very important how to build interpersonal skills, which they can only gain at a school. So, interacting with their classmates, interacting with their teachers, with the leaders, getting opportunities to get on stage, So do you feel that is also, a true message that we're giving, is that schools is not just about delivering content.
Absolutely.
But it's also about building personalities.
Yeah, holistic development. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
every aspect of the child needs to be nurtured, you know, and that's our goal. Ultimately, that's our goal.
Yeah.
Character development, like I said, is the core value that we place a lot of emphasis on. But we place a lot of emphasis on leadership qualities as well. And I think we give a lot of opportunities for children to grow in that field. You know, we are always telling them to come up with ideas for student-led initiatives. And they've taken it up so well so far, you know.
Wonderful.
And we're proud of our children, absolutely.
I was just about to ask you what you are proud of, but you answered my question already.
I mean,
so what do you as a leader hope to leave as a legacy at your school and community at large?
As a leader, I hope to leave behind an institution that is so strong and rooted in its mission and vision that the individual does not matter. The institution matters, which I strongly believe that your institution must be much bigger than you as a person. So whether I am there or not, the institution has wings to grow, and each and every person of our community is empowered enough to take our legacy forward. So it has to be a commitment on the whole, by the whole ASB community.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. It was great to know about the journey, great to know about the characteristics and the core values and the legacy that you want to leave behind. And I do hope and pray that you do get to achieve all those goals and achievements.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.